Alright guys, sorry it's a little slow coming. So I'm going to do a recap for everyone who took the class at the Cerberus training camp. I guess it was 2 weekends ago. Alright. So we went over a lot of stuff, and I'm going to just kind of quickly go through all of them so that hopefully for some of y'all who are trying to go back and remember what all we did, you can just have a little key. I'm not going to go in depth over any of them, we're just going to kind of run through them, but let's do it. Alright, so first thing we went over is Osotogari, but specifically the back step Osotogari. So again, standard Osotogari, like when you see it traditionally, they step off to the side, they're going to pull this person over, boom, and sweep through. So if it looks sort of turned this way, so if you see it this way, like boom, way off to the side to hit it, right? I don't love it because you get jammed too often. So the way I generally teach this, once this foot is forward, I'm going to back step and change the angle to go that way. So I go here, and at this point, I want to pull my leg in, and I want to drive their head over that leg. So I go like that. All right? So again, one more time. Boom, I'm here. I back step, and I'm going to hit it this way. All right? My calf should kind of be on the outside of the knee, and as I turn, my heel is going to kind of hook behind the calf. So when I start turning, I go right there. Okay? So that's the back step of Osotogari. That's the first one we did. Second thing was to side. All right? So to side, we're going to step off to the side, and this one we're going to do this big pulling motion. All right? Things important with this is as I step to the side of them, I want to basically fall backwards a little bit and pull them with my body weight, not with my arms. So I don't want to go and try to pull them this way, right? I want to step and fall and swing them, all right? Once I get that swing, I'm just going to turn and I'm going to put my foot, boom, right there to block that foot from coming through. So I step off, I pull off. All right, going from this side one more time. I step off, boom, and I pull, and I pull off. All right, perfect. Those are the two open field. The only other thing, the reason I always try to teach them in combination, is that they work very well in combination, right? One, especially when you're looking at like the traditional Osoto, this and this look a lot the same. So the same entrance can kind of be used in two different ways. But on top of that, going from Sasai into Osoto often gets you a lot of takedowns, right? And the reason is if I go for this and kind of miss it, a lot of times they stumble forward like this. The natural reaction is now we're both going to stand, right? And I hit my Osoto. All right? Go from the other side just to make sure you kind of see that. So again, if I'm sitting here trying to hit my side, boom, we stumble forward, it didn't quite work. The stand up happens, and I sweep back. All right? All right, now, we went over Osoto off the rail then. We're going to do our Osoto and Sasai off the rail now. All right? So, a couple ways. The first one is I want to practice every time my fighter or whoever I'm against decides they're going to circle me, like this, to the other side. I want to get it in my head to automatically throw Osoto, right? So you circle back, boom, boom, and I hit here. Right? Important things here is as I turn, I want to step so I stay in between the rail and them, right? If I don't take that step, you move around, and I hit here, a lot of times they make it back to the rail, all right? So they're coming this way, I'm going to step forward so I can stay in between the rail and them, all right? The second time that I like to do this on the rail, very situational and for a specific position, right? However it happens, sometimes you get to where you're on your back, and the person, here, I'll do the position you're doing, right? This is going to be me throwing it, and a person is here. Boom. Trying to drive it like this. All right? It's just a position that happens from time to time, and this is good to have when it is. So if you're here, boom, and trying to push me in, What I'm going to do here is, because my hips are already off to the side, it's easy for me to step through and hit the leg part of this sweep. What I'm going to do to make it a little more powerful is I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to try to get it behind their face. If I can get it kind of the chin, that's good, but really anything on the head is fine. So when I swing this, I'm going to go, and I'm just going to drive the head straight down. All right? Depending on what lines they have for H&B, I'm going to either hook it and throw down, or I'm going to hit, and I'm just going to have my arm on top. It's just a nice safety measure, just in case you start to go off balance. You always can fall back into the rail. Last time that I love to use a soda off a rail, love this counter, is when someone is head ripping you from behind. This happens often if I'm fighting this person, their partner starts doing this, right? So a soda, probably the best counter to this, if you can make it work. And here's the key to this. The key is that if this leg is far back, it's going to be very hard for me to get it. But if that leg's forward, or even like you're square, just square up, going like that, what happens is when they pull, they have a tendency to sit down a little bit just to get some power, right? Boom. So if I can turn my shoulder in, boom, it becomes very easy to attack this leg, and I'm going to put my shoulder kind of into the armpit rib area and drive. So the pull down's happening, boom, I'm going to immediately get my shoulder to the rail, and now when I'm ready, I reach for it, I step straight through. All right? Go to this side just in case it matters. Same thing, other side. Big pull, shoulder always to the rail, right here in the back position. Rail gets me a little bit of movement. Now I'm here, that's the leg I want to attack. Shoulder comes kind of ribs armpit, and I go. All right? Excellent. Now, rails to size, the next one we went over. So I like this specifically because of the rail throw meta, right? It's very hard to throw someone who's hooked into the rail, right? And because so many people are used to the rail throw, they are very quick to hook into the rail the moment they feel someone go like this, right? It feels so much like a throw, people will go into it heavily, right? So when you're dealing with something like that, the rails to side is often a real good way to get a throw that doesn't necessarily make them click down real quick, all right? So we already talked about this side standing. We were doing this, pulling, blocking this. It's going to be very similar. This is an H&B specific move. I cannot do this one in IMCF generally, unless they're really pushing into me hard. Then I don't have to throw myself quite as much. But we're going to do it H&B style. So we're here. A lot of times I want to act like I'm forward. I don't want to give them any idea that I'm going to do this, right? So I'll get forward and I'll push hard here so that we're fighting. And when I'm ready, I'm going to get this hook and I'm going to pull. And as I pull, I'm going to kind of step my feet under them. I'm going to go to block that leg, okay? And as I do that, I'm basically going to pull them down on top of myself. And I'm going to hook this rail. All right? So switch to the other side real quick. We'll do it on this side. So again, boom, I'm forward, nothing, like I'm not turning and throwing them, they don't need to hook the rail. So when I'm ready, I got this, I step 1, 2, and I stay on that foot so they can't get it back. Awesome. Let's see what we got next. So now we'll go with Makikomi, all right? I made a longer video about this before, we can go back on it. This is another attack. It's specifically designed for when someone is holding you from behind, all right? And generally when they go under here, all right? So wait, I get here a lot of times, this person's coming up here to attack me, maybe I'm fighting 2 people. I feel their hands go over me, boom, and I'll start protecting, right? And then a lot of times they automatically switch to under, because I don't want to give them the head grip if I can stop it, right? Now they switch to under. So, this is easiest when they're holding tight. You can do it either way. The nice part is a lot of people want to hold tight, right? Because you want to get away and they're like, nah, you're not going anywhere, right? It's exactly what we want. This makes it so much easier, right? What we're going to do, we're going to clamp down on this elbow behind the elbow. You can do behind the elbow. Behind the elbow is better, all right? And once I do this, I want it tight, like I'm trying to choke that arm out, all right? I don't want it to go anywhere. Once I'm here, I'm going to basically step back a little bit so that I can drive forward, right? And as I do that, I'm going to block this outside leg, all right? So I push forward, I block this outside leg. So let's see it. Hold tight, tight, this is tight, can't go anywhere. So I'm going to go, all right? Just like that. And we look at it from this side, I think it's pretty much the same anyway. Again, they're holding tight. I go here, which is nice and light on this one. Boom, I step back so I can throw myself forward. All right, and you see that lift that happens. All right, and now I go, boom, and I dive forward on the rail while blocking. Awesome. Now, cool. All right, we got like 2-ish, 3-ish things left. The next thing, rail rolls and how to use those, all right? Specifically offensively, all right? What is a rail roll first? Anytime that I'm trying to get around them to over here, right? There's a lot of tactical reasons I might want to do this. There might be no one on this side of the field, but everyone over here, and I would really like to be where I can see them. So I do this, right? But there's risks, right? I come off the rail, I can get taken down. We've already gone over one of the counters for that. So, first thing, to hit the rail roll. I prefer to shoot an underhook, right? So I'm here, I'm going to try to hit underhook here. When I do this, I'm going to step through, and the first thing is I'm going to try to grab that rail, all right? So I go here, and I go, and then I turn. All right, same thing this side. I go like this. When I'm ready for it, and I rail roll to get through, all right? Now, I'm going to use that in an offensive manner to boost some of my attacks, all right? We talked about the matter of rail hooking and how it can be so fucking hard to get someone off the rail, right? So, we can use this rail roll to bait someone to follow us and let go of the rail, all right? So I'm going to do a standard rail throw. Standard rail throw generally looks like this. I turn, and I hook, and I throw. All right, and I'm also going to do this with the rail society we just practiced. Boom. All right, and I'll show you how. All right, so going slow, underhook, and I'm rolling. My goal is to get them to follow me, and as they follow, I'm going to hit high and hit a rail throw. Okay, going this way, same thing. Going back this way, same thing. I hit this underhook so I can turn, boom. They follow, and I come high immediately to get my rail. All right? You see how, because you do that, someone who's hooking right here, sometimes it's very common for once you roll, for them to not want to let you have their back, so they do this, right? Oh no, I want to be here to fight you. I'm just going to take that underhook that I already had. As they turn here, I'm going to drive it up. All right? Now to side, almost the same thing. We're just going to use the pull from our hand that we leave behind for this one. All right? So we're here, boom. I shoot this underhook. As I'm coming around, I'm going to then pull with this hand. All right? So going on the other side. I'm going to go under, and I'll go a little faster on this one. Boom, I'll come here, and I'm going to hit. All right, that's just two ways to use the rail roll offensively. And, the final one's a foot sweep. All right. So, hold this. This is just a fun attack. I really enjoy it. I hit it about once every 2 weeks. Again, it's situational, but when you can make it work, it makes the other guy feel real dumb, and it makes you feel real cool, which automatically makes it an awesome attack. So, the way this is going to work, either I have an axe or they have an axe, all right? I pretty much always do this while fighting over the same weapon. So either I come in, maybe I'm sword and shield, and I come in and go, boom, and I grab their axe half, and now we're fighting back and forth, right? Or maybe you come in and grab whatever I have, right? We're fighting back and forth, all right? So, I generally try to go same hand, same hand. You do not have to. Makes it definitely simpler to learn. But the principle of it works either way, all right? So let me go with my left, I practice my left one, because it's my shield hand, all right? So a lot of times I do this. Well, this person can fight this off in a lot of different ways, but one of the ways that sometimes happens is they will essentially lean back and almost try to play tug of war, right? Yeah, like this, like they're trying to get it away, especially if I'm like wrestling over here with someone and I'm like, I just want to get it away, all right? This is what I want, all right? This is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a foot sweep, all right? One thing is true about a foot sweep, like a little foot pick, is that if you can get the person pushing backwards, right? So yeah, let's pull back. Boom. This foot will come up much easier than were they forward on their foot, all right? That's just a little trick in general. Anytime you can make them pull, the foot pick becomes much more effective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight for this and get them to pull away. When they pull away, I'm going to step, and I want to kind of turn my toes so they're facing back this way. So again, I step, my toes facing back this way, so I really clamp down on grabbing this. At that point, I'm going to drive my knee across my body, all right? It's a much more effective push than trying to like lift it like this. So I have the hook, boom, and I pull it like this. Boom. Real powerful drive. Once that happens, we'll go in slow motion. Just put your weight on that one. So when I pull it up, like just balance on that one. So like this. Once I pull this up, I'm going to take my hand here, and I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to fall my weight onto this hand. All right? One of two things happens. They let go, and you have your axe or their axe, or they don't and they go down. So, let's go this way. One more time from this side. Just want to make sure you're in frame. Boom. I step in, we're playing tug of war. Boom. Toes go kind of back this direction. All right. And then I go. As it pulls up, hand drops down. All right. That was your recap. Boom.